Fast and Furious 8 trailer landed today. Title, which I'm not a fan of, is The Fate of the Furious. And I'm saying that as a big Fast and Furious fan.
Fate of the franchise.
I love those movies. I freaking love them. I love that, especially what they did with 4, 5, and 6, how they kind of really just tied everything together in a big story. This trailer, I don't know. What did you guys?
8 movies. They're running out of steam here.
You think so?
They got to the point now where they're now recruiting the villain from the last movie, who, by the way, in the intro to that movie, the dude's walking out of a hospital after blowing it up. There's a lot of dead bodies behind this guy. And now he's just nonchalantly part of the crew. Oh, he's going to bump heads with these guys, but he's part of the gang now.
Yeah, that was the first big twist that you kind of was a real, are you really?
Well, I mean, yeah. And again, with these movies, there's never really, it's an expectation for depth. They're fun.
They're fun more than they're logical.
Yeah, they're light and fun. And I think they really just they took that and they ran with it, starting in 4, 5, and 6, and really just kind of, those, and it worked out really well for them. But yeah, my God, it's the 8th movie now, and what are you going to be doing in the movie?
Because they have plans for 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, and I don't know. I saw Dom getting either hypnotized or blackmailed or something.
You got Theron.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like the movies too, but I saw the trailer. I'm like, really, again? And there's no more Paul Walker, so that was like a big selling point for me too.
You really have to hope the audience is forgiving on the premise, I think, of this trailer.
It's already, I mean, that audience, they tend to be regardless.
I know, I'm one of them, but even I feel like I'm being stretched here a little bit. Matt?
Unload both barrels. Let's see what you got.
What'd you think, man?
Thought this looked ridiculous. I'm sorry. When did it become Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we were bagging on the money, but Christ,
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I was going through the movies in my mind, and I'm like, okay, so the first one is a decent movie, right? They're trying to figure this out. It's a guy on the wrong side, but he's a good guy, blah, blah, blah. I like the first one. I didn't mind the second one too much, the buddy comedy part of it, right? Third one, Tokyo Drift, Karate Kid with cars. I mean, if you think about the storyline, that's what it is. I mean, you got Daniel LaRusso from America that comes in and bashes heads. Maybe it's the second Karate Kid movie. Maybe it's not the first. Bashes heads with the local guy that's like the big shit, right? And, next thing you know, they're racing.
God, it is. The more you think about that, that's Karate Kid 2, beat for beat, with cars thrown in. Drift on, drift up.
Yeah, the moment that I saw Charlize Theron in dreadlocks, I was like, is this Hackers? Because I'm like, this looks awful. 15 years ago, maybe I wanted to see Charlize Theron in a movie, but not today. Definitely not a Fast and Furious movie. And this movie actually makes me worried about my love, Guardians of the Galaxy, because apparently Kurt Russell is taking any paycheck he can get. He's becoming the Samuel L. Jackson of the movie business right now.
Are you a fan of the Fast and the Furious movies, though, regardless of this movie? Like, what did you think of 4, 5, 6, and 7?
I thought they were decent.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's if I was taking a date to a movie, and I was hoping I could get somewhere, maybe Fast and Furious is it. She can look at Paul Walker and Vin Diesel for a while, and then settle for me after the lights come back on. But it just, as far as for invested interest in it, no. And the fact that I was reading on IMDb that they are in pre-production for 9 and 10 makes me worry. There's already 10 movies credited to this franchise that have been made and have been out.
How?
So we're talking about 9 and 10 possibly being 11 and 12 of a movie franchise.
What are the 10? There's only been 7
tough
so far, right? What do you mean there's already been 10?
So apparently between 1 and 2, there's some like prequel video segment that they did.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't in the
yeah.
theaters, but apparently they added that. And then after Tokyo Drift, there was apparently some other thing, some not made for TV movie, but it might as well have been. I think it's part of the storyline. Anyway, it's listed in the chronology of the movies.
Huh.
So I do like Paul Walker. I thought he was good. It was a character of all of them I thought that I could relate to, not because I'm cool like Brian, but he just seemed the most grounded.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel's character continues to get dark. There's no real depth. I haven't seen any depth in it lately. I mean, he had the one movie, and I couldn't tell you what number it is, but the one where his girlfriend dies at the beginning, or at least you think she does. Was that the fourth one?
4.
Okay. That one was at least decent. I mean, it had some story to it, but now they're all kind of Mission Impossible or the heist type of movies.
Yep. Yeah, they've definitely shifted in tone. And I tell you what, with Dom being the center character, all you've heard him say, even in the trailer of the last, 3 to 4 movies, maybe not in all of them, but, he's always the sense of family, 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 family. And now all of a sudden, out of frickin' nowhere, no explanation, I'm against all of you. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because so far the stories have been fun enough where they're extremes. They're really a gimme for the audience, where we gotta take this with a grain of salt and just enjoy it for what it is. But man,
you know what I did enjoy about the trailer?
What's that?
That 3-second snippet they gave me of those girls in the short shorts dancing in Cuba or like South Florida somewhere. That's what I like about the Fast and the Furious movies, because those girls in the movies that are all hanging out with the cars and they're all hot and just like top tens. The thing is, in real life, that's not the case. It's some fat girl standing next to some guy that has a Ford Stealth or whatever that doesn't really run, but he's put a bunch of plastic crap on it to make it look cool, right?
Someone's
and
driving
some
the
lights
lit
underneath
car.
it. Yeah, look car. Yeah.
I think we just got a huge glimpse into the nightlife, street racing venues of Omaha, Nebraska.
I believe that's the Midwest entirely. I mean, there's not girls that look like they just come off the runway that are standing next to these cars wanting to bang these dudes. These guys are hoping that's the case. That's how they sell tickets, but that's not what they're doing. You got to be kidding me. If you see these girls, it's like barely legal or against the law. And they're chasing some 18-year-old kid around that works at like Best Buy or something like that, and put a big stereo in his car, and he thinks he's got a fast car. He bought a Civic somewhere, and it's all beat to shit. And then next thing you know, he puts that exhaust on it, the one that makes it all loud and stuff, lowers it, just destroys the ride in the car to begin with, and he drives it around like he's cool. This is what Fast and the Furious has done to us.
I've already got the title for this segment, for this part. It's going to be Matt Destroys the Fast and the Furious trailer. I tell you what, they really better have a good, satisfying arc of why Dom just turns on a dime like that, because that is so unbelievable for the character that they've set up for 7 straight, according to you, 9 straight movies.
I'm sure he's protecting everybody. Mm-hmm. They got some dirt on the whole group, and he's the one taking the fall for it.
This is exactly what I mean. It cannot be generic and obvious like that. This has got to be satisfying, or the audience is going to be so let down. I can see that the numbers really dropping quickly for this, or they don't even get to their planned. I guess this is a trilogy, 8, 9, and 10 that they're going to be doing with a bigger arc, but. I tell you what, as soon as I saw
thought they said they weren't even going to make these movies after Paul passed away.
Yeah, they were. Well, I know that Dwayne Johnson, when they were talking to him about what's your future in the franchise now that Paul Walker's gone, and he was just pretty on the fence about whether or not he would even be involved in this kind of stuff anymore. And it kind of makes sense. Those last couple movies, you're losing a lot of the main protagonists.
Paul Walker was definitely the most relatable of all of them, too. And they did a really good send-off for him. I mean, I was tearing up a little bit at the end.
They should have left it at that.
Yeah,
it would have been a really good end of the series. I would have had no problem if they would have left it. And I'm going to see this movie. I am excited for it. I am not more excited to see it from the trailer, because as soon as I saw that Dom's just turning bad, We know it's bullshit. God, this better be satisfying. Please tell me it's satisfying.
If you want to see Clint Eastwood's son act, go get a ticket.
Yeah.
Do you think is there any part of the trailer other than the 2 seconds of women dancing that you actually liked?
Too much Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to see her in dreadlocks. Are you friggin' kidding me?
It makes her
It's
edgy.
like, oh, let's take Mad Max or whatever Thunderdome movie she just came off of that she was so great in, and let's just plug her into everything. Like she's still in her mid-30s, late 20s. Like, are you kidding me? No. Did you see that movie she made? What was it? The Flux one. It was based on a cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that movie?
I wish I did.
That was like the barbed wire of her career. And you have to be kidding me. The fact she's even employable after that. I loved her in early movies, like Cider House Rules, where she just played that kind of tramp that was her boyfriend or fiance went off to war to protect our country, and she was just running around in the cider
fields. What movie did she win
fields.
an Oscar for? What was it?
That Monster.
Monster.
She looked awful.
Mm-hmm. I think that was
And
the
that's
point.
how she won her Oscar.
Right.
That's what got the... If we make you this fugly, you're getting Oscar gold.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Just don't go full retard.
I think we I think we can all agree then this is going to be a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree with Matt? Let us know what you think in the comments below.